Deep within the mist-shrouded floodplains of the late Cretaceous, a calm, cold-hearted creature wanders slowly across the quiet wild terrain. Ankylosaurus, the loneliest open-field wanderer of this secluded primeval land, weaves peaceful, timeless dreams of life with its steady, unyielding will to survive. Having cast aside meaningless, brutal conflicts, it spends its quiet, solitary years growing old in peaceful stillness, gaining incredible inner restraint and undisturbed nighttime tranquility that few living beings could ever comprehend. Tonight, accompanied by softly flickering bonfire flames, listen closely to the sincere, gentle inner voice of this ancient armored wanderer traveling through endless dark hours. Follow deep, slow whispers amid the soft rustle of quiet starlight. Find your own unshakable inner stability and drift into safe, undisturbed, peaceful sleep. Have you ever imagined that this heavy armored giant recorded in ancient fossil strata could also possess such delicate, serene, quiet moments? The faint rustling sound stirred by Ankylosaurus wandering between silent, clear streams and dense, wild bushes forms a peaceful spiritual echo, searching for inner redemption after countless hardships. When it retreats deep into dense coniferous forests beneath pitch-black night, every trace of heavy, oppressive aura melts away, transforming into the most reassuring, solid, invisible defense. Tonight there is no chaotic noise, no violent commotion, only faint residual warmth from ancient history and soft night breezes brushing across rough primeval treetops, soothing your body and mind into complete relaxation. Let go of all your heavy daytime guards and allow this toughest, resilient, solitary, prehistoric guardian to cradle you into slow, undisturbed, deep slumber. Some destinies resonate deeply within human souls, not through terrifying power or brutal destruction, but through elegant restraint and quiet persistence. At the peak of life, the entire life of Ankylosaurus consists of a prolonged, gentle inner struggle, healing countless hidden, untold scars buried deep within the endless flow of ancient time. When the last faint moonlight spills over its rough, keratin-covered armor and weathered, melancholic eyes, it slowly closes its heavy eyelids, letting the entire vast prehistoric plain sink into pure, serene stillness. This exclusive, personalized late-night sleep story carries the subtle, heavy weight of ancient fate and the soft, tender breath of quiet night. Close your eyes, gently listen to the breeze flowing through rugged primeval treetops, and accompany this tough, quiet, lonely spirit drifting slowly into eternal, peaceful sleep. As the last faint golden afterglow on the horizon of the late Cretaceous fades completely into boundless dark night, extremely subtle, gentle vibrations echo deep within silent, damp floodplain forests. The vibrations stay mild, steady, and restrained, never startling. Tiny prehistoric insects dwelling within low, dense, wild bushes, flowing with an unbreakable ancient rhythm. Every living creature inhabiting this misty, primitive land feels softly wrapped in vast, tranquil space instead of fear upon sensing these delicate, low-frequency waves. Tonight, curl up beside the warm, glowing bonfire and follow this effortless, gentle tale to explore the true, quiet soul of Ankylosaurus. Long labeled as a cold, heavy armored tank with a heartless, tough exterior in plain fossil records, this rugged herbivore has always been misunderstood as a rigid, defensive creature born for endurance. Yet if we travel back more than 100 million years to this isolated, mist-shrouded North American wilderness and discard artificially exaggerated, brutal descriptions, you will discover an entirely different, calm, tender soul endowed with a sturdy, streamlined body and heavy, steady footsteps. It wanders silently across vast, hazy plains, often standing motionless along glistening, star-dotted streams for countless quiet, lonely hours. Beneath its thick, armored frame beats a pure, gentle heart wrapped by endless, damp, ancient years, silently craving undisturbed tranquility. Every silent, slow stride witnesses the subtle changes of the ancient floodplain, and every quiet pause becomes a careful search for a warm, safe harbor upon its cold, silent, defensive throne. Now adjust your breathing to match this ancient, gentle rhythm. Release all accumulated daily fatigue and let this timeless, prehistoric echo guide you into the most reassuring, peaceful dreamland. This solitary, ancient, armored wanderer endured countless harsh battles against cruel, humid natural environments and ferocious predators during its long decades of life. Its dense fossilized bones retain faint healed fractures, inflammatory scars, and rough texture marks. Precious heavy metals bestowed by relentless passing time. It witnessed shifting coastlines, twisting river channels, and the gradual disappearance of surrounding companions. Yet its firm will to survive never wavered. This quiet perseverance never made it stiff or irritable, instead granting it thorough worldly clarity, gentle compassion, and unshakable inner certainty. Tonight let this soft, soothing power from the ancient Cretaceous age turn into mild, gentle night breeze, quietly smoothing away all your inner anxiety, unease, and trivial troubles. Across the vast open plains of the late Cretaceous the whole world breathes breathtaking boundless stillness while the defensive throne of the wild plain remains narrow and solitary for only one heavily armored guardian. Contrary to common human imagination, Ankylosaurus spends most of its days in slow meditative patrol, embracing the prolonged solitude belonging solely to this resilient plain wanderer. Its sturdy compact physique is supported by highly developed muscular hind limbs, every heavy deliberate step leaving deep clear imprints on soft damp peat soil. It maintains a slow suppressed tranquil pace, navigating the complicated rugged terrain of ancient wild plains, accompanied by the faint crisp sound of dry leaves cracking beneath its thick blunt claws. Cool misty night wind sweeps across its tough plate-covered skin adorned with faded battle scars, blowing away residual daytime warmth and wrapping its bulky body in soothing cold night chill. It slowly lowers its short thick skull, its deep wise eyes shimmering with restrained intelligence within dim foggy plain thickets. Tiny vulnerable juvenile dinosaurs tremble quietly in dark humid humus layers, completely ignored by the passing quiet guardian. In its unique survival hierarchy, defense and endurance replace meaningless struggle. Survival exists merely as an instinctive gentle ritual. Standing alone beneath ancient Gondwana trees, it overlooks the gradually sleeping misty floodplain under pale moonlight, accompanied only by murmuring shallow water streams and its own deep heavy steady breaths. No equal companion walks beside it, no fierce predator dares meet its solemn gaze. This overwhelming quiet defensive aura traps itself in an isolated vacuum of endless plain loneliness. In this quiet solitary space, time loses its urgent meaning. Every fleeting second stretches into endless peaceful eternity, and this steady armored giant becomes the only calm pendulum of the ancient era. Every powerful territory requires clear and visible boundaries, and for Ankylosaurus its quiet territory lines are carved by harsh natural disasters, extreme drought and endless hunger hidden within deep quiet dry canyons constantly struck by scorching monsoon winds. The edge of its territory is always filled with thick suffocating tension. On one unusually stuffy silent evening, distant rust-colored earth exudes faint scorching heat into the hazy dusty sky, completely isolated by endless ocean currents. The ancient plain suffers from severe resource scarcity, forcing even similar species to divide cruel territorial lines for survival. Two colossal powerful giants halt simultaneously 100 meters apart, the surrounding air turning completely still with all distant wind noises fading away. Unlike impulsive restless creatures, Ankylosaurus stays perfectly calm, slowly shifting its heavy sturdy body weight backward. Its tiny degenerated forelimbs fold tightly against its chest, while its rough bony armored skull glints coldly under residual sunset light, representing quiet unshakable defensive confidence. It gradually opens its sturdy jaw, releasing a deep thunderous low rumble echoing from the bottom of its massive chest. This low-frequency vibration acts as a weary solemn warning filled with quiet disdain for meaningless violent conflicts. The invading rival gradually abandons its aggressive ferocity, overwhelmed by primal awe toward the armored guardian's rich survival experience and tough resilience. Time flows extremely slowly throughout the silent standoff until the intruder lowers its head, retreating cautiously into dense shadowy bushes. Ankylosaurus watches its foe vanish into the hazy wilderness, cold vigilance fading into deeper desolate melancholy before turning away, leaving its bulky lonely silhouette against the fading crimson sunset. It understands deeply that every gentle retreat is never a sign of weakness but a silent choice to preserve the faint precious flame of life for the longer quieter nights ahead. Its heavily scarred skeleton, covered with ancient bite marks miraculously healed after severe inflammation, becomes the most profound destiny mark bestowed by nature upon Ankylosaurus. Many people misjudge its battered scarred bones as evidence of brutal bloody conflicts, yet in its own quiet plain world these rugged permanent scars are noble metals symbolizing unbreakable vitality. Forced by harsh isolated plain ecology, it abandons unnecessary weakness and compromise, pouring all vital evolutionary energy into its miraculously resilient armored body. It never yields to cruel natural disasters or ferocious predator attacks. After sustaining severe injuries, enduring dull lingering physical pain, and relying on vigorous cell regeneration and unimaginable perseverance to continue surviving, this extraordinary physical tenacity shapes its cold, solitary, restrained and steady behavioral habits. While wandering through dark misty midnight woodlands, its perfectly healed broken ribs and tough coarse muscle lines display stunning weathered ancient beauty. Bulky and heavily armored, yet deliberately hiding its destructive bony tail, it drifts through shadowy plant gaps, searching steadily for gentle breathing rhythm. Nature always balances deprivation with precious gifts, and Ankylosaurus's greatest gift is unmatched inner calm and persistent survival determination. It never needs vast territories to prove its value, its solemn, resilient existence itself standing as a subtle elegant rebellion. Against unpredictable cruel fate. After adapting to this special survival mode of gaining stability through pain and scars, external misunderstanding, prejudice and neglect fade into trivial rustling winds, never stirring any ripples in its tranquil inner mind. It simply carries its heavy silent secrets, wandering steadily through lightless quiet places with unmatched firmness and determination. When external survival pressure and the cold cruelty of natural competition reach the limit, every living creature instinctively seeks a hidden warm sanctuary to embrace inner vulnerability. After lengthy quiet patrols and subtle territorial confrontations, Ankylosaurus walks toward a secluded secret sanctuary hidden deep within towering granite canyons surrounded by steep solid stone walls. This ancient quiet, coniferous woodland is naturally isolated from harsh storms, dry monsoons and prying wilderness gazes. The ground is covered with thick decaying pine needles and velvety soft moss, completely absorbing the faint sound of its heavy slow footsteps. Upon entering this peaceful haven, its constantly tensed limb muscle lines slowly release accumulated fatigue and tension. Freed from the intimidating identity of an impenetrable wild guardian, it simply exists as a weary quiet ancient traveler. It steps softly on damp loose soil, making faint soothing rustles, slowly approaching a smooth ancient rock wall polished by millions of years of wind and water erosion. Pale green lichen covers the rugged stone, exuding mild earthy herbal fragrance under dewy night air, carrying ancient calming power to soothe restlessness, anxiety and inner chaos. It circles the quiet rocky clearing twice, performing an ancient gentle bedtime ritual, carefully inspecting every hidden woodland corner to ensure absolute safety. No brutal competition, no meaningless struggle, no hostile vigilant stares exist within this pure secluded sanctuary. Here all cruel natural survival rules lose binding power, leaving only the soft tender caress of night wrapping this scarred heavy armored ancient soul. It crouches slowly against the cool stone wall, feeling the steady warm temperature seeping from tiny stone cracks, this gentle earthly warmth allowing its long uneasy heart to finally settle in complete peace. Deep into the silent midnight hour, the entire ancient Cretaceous plain falls into profound stillness, marking the final stage of Ankylosaurus's tranquil sleeping ritual. Despite its bulky heavy armored frame, lying down remains an extremely slow patient movement requiring immense gentle calm. It slowly bends its powerful sturdy hind limbs, lowering its compact heavy abdomen inch by inch toward the mossy ground covered with tender pine needles. When its streamlined broad chest fully touches the velvety earth, a long mild satisfied sigh flows out from its massive nasal cavity. Its short clumsy forelimbs, once deemed useless, fold gently against its chest, revealing unprecedented docility and tranquility. It lays its hard armored rugged head tenderly upon a flat moss covered boulder. Silvery moonlight filters through dense ancient leaves, casting dappled pale glimmers across its broad undulating back. Its breathing slows into deep, prolonged rhythms, every gentle exhale making surrounding delicate fern leaves tremble softly, resembling the slow steady heartbeat of the ancient misty plain. Within this perfectly safe hidden fortress, it thoroughly abandons all defensive vigilance, letting the gentle tide of deep sleep wrap around its bulky armored body. Tough plates and sharp bony spikes shed their ferocious aura under moonlit glow, retaining only pure ancient life texture and serene tranquility. Within this tens of millions of years long dream, it finally obtains the fearless, warm, peaceful world it has spent its entire tough guarded life pursuing, free from daytime disturbances, free from worries of the uncertain tomorrow. It lingers in pure stillness, resonating gently with the deepest quiet frequency of the vast universe. Endless flowing time washes away the glorious era of Cretaceous giants, burying ancient armored creature remains deep within cold silent rock layers. Yet Ankylosaurus's wisdom of seeking tranquility amid rustling dry leaves and its slow restrained footsteps turn into the softest safest barrier guarding your peaceful sleep tonight. The heavy loneliness of standing firm on the barren wild plain has faded, leaving only pure gentle companionship and unconditional tolerance. This ancient secure woodland canyon wraps softly around your body, isolating all external noise, trivial troubles and inner anxiety. You lie quietly in your exclusive safe harbor, surrounded only by soft whispering winds and the lingering gentle breath of this tough silent guardian. Relax your shoulders completely, let your thoughts drift downward like falling leaves, settling slowly into velvety soft moss. The stars stay bright and brilliant, the night spreads with endless tender warmth, and your long sweet dream has quietly arrived. Drift slowly into the deepest darkness, following this calm soothing ancient rhythm. Sleep well, dear friend, may you embrace steady undisturbed deep rest within this quiet misty primeval Cretaceous dreamland.